All right, let's talk about confidence. It's one of the most desired traits a man can have, but it's also one of the most misunderstood. Today, we're going to break it down not as some vague feeling you hope to find, but as a concrete framework you can actually build for a well rounded life.
You know how people always talk about finding confidence? Like it's a set of keys you misplaced. But what if that whole idea is just wrong? What if confidence is more like a house, something you have to engineer piece by piece, right from the foundation up?
And that's exactly the idea we're diving into. Confidence isn't just one thing, it's a whole system, a structure that rests on 12 different but totally interconnected pillars. And if one of those pillars is weak, well, the whole building can start to feel a little shaky.
So, to get a handle on this, we're going to walk through those 12 pillars across four essential parts of life: your inner foundation, your outer expression, your professional impact, and finally, your personal connections. Okay, let's start at the very core. This is the bedrock, the foundation that everything else gets built on top of. These first three pillars are your personal anchor. First up, spiritual confidence. Now, don't get hung up on the word spiritual. This isn't necessarily about religion. It's about having a purpose. It's that quiet, steady belief that your life is heading in a meaningful direction and your actions line up with your values. A man with this anchor doesn't get rattled by outside opinions because his identity isn't tied to them. Next is physical confidence. This is all about discipline, having energy, and just the way you carry yourself, your presence. And the connection here is just undeniable. When you build a strong physical condition, you build mental resilience right along with it. When the body's strong, the mind really does follow. And the last piece of our foundation is intellectual confidence. This is simply the belief in your own mind, your ability to learn, to reason, and to think for yourself. It's all fueled by curiosity. You see, an informed man isn't scared of a complex topic. He's actually energized by it. So, with that solid inner foundation in place, let's move on to how that confidence actually shows up in the world. This is all about how you present yourself and how you interact with everything and everyone around you. Now, fashion confidence often gets a bad rap. People hear it and think, oh, that's just vanity. But it's not. It's really about discipline in your presentation. The way you dress sends a message about self-respect and attention to detail before you've even said a word. It's a strategic tool. And then there's communication confidence. Honestly, this one is the great multiplier. It's your ability to get your ideas across clearly with conviction. It is literally the difference between people listening to you or just tuning you out. It's how you control your own narrative. And all of this comes together in your social confidence. Think of the social world as a stage. It's where all the other pillars are put on display for everyone to see. Your communication, your style, your intellect, it all becomes visible here. This is about being able to walk into any social setting and handle it with poise. All right, let's shift gears. How does all this confidence translate into the professional world? These next pillars are about creating value, proving your competence, and building real stability. Business confidence is way more than just being good at your job. It's the fundamental belief that you yourself can create value in the marketplace. It gives you a mindset of ownership. A man with this kind of confidence doesn't sit around waiting for permission. He sees an opportunity, and he goes for it. And that's actually different from professional confidence, which is rooted in pure competence. This is about mastering your craft, being able to perform when the pressure is on, and building a rock-solid reputation for being reliable. That mastery is what earns you trust and credibility. And holding all this up is financial confidence. And look, this is not about being rich. It's about being responsible. It's about having control over your own economic life through discipline and just knowing your numbers. It cuts down on anxiety and gives you the power to make calm, clear-headed decisions. And for our final section, we arrive at the most intimate domain of all, your personal connections. These last pillars really define a man's role within his family and his closest relationships. Relationship confidence, this one is built on emotional discipline. It's the ability to balance your own strength with real empathy, to navigate those tough conversations without losing your cool, and to build a partnership that's truly founded on trust and mutual respect. Next, sexual confidence. Now, this has nothing to do with arrogance or being loud. It's a quiet, self-assured comfort in your own masculinity, combined with a deep respect for intimacy. It's a mature kind of self-respect that really strengthens who you are at your core. And that brings us to the final pillar, parental confidence. This one is all about legacy. It's the belief in your ability to guide the next generation. And in so many ways, it's the ultimate test of character. Because to raise children well, a man is forced to become the absolute best version of himself. So we've walked through all 12 pillars. But what's the big takeaway here? What's the one single principle that holds this entire framework together? This quote just nails it. You see, none of these pillars stand on their own. They're all connected. Your physical health directly impacts your professional stamina. Your financial discipline affects the stability of your relationships. Your communication skills boost your social presence. It's all one system. And what that means is you can't just focus on your career while letting your health fall apart. You can't be a great communicator but have no financial control. A crack in one part of the foundation, well, it'll eventually threaten the entire structure. You have to take a holistic approach. Which leads us to a really powerful way to check in with ourselves. The disciplined man, he regularly takes an inventory. He asks himself two simple but honestly pretty profound questions. Where am I strong? And maybe even more important, where am I slacking? Where am I neglecting my own growth? And that leaves us with this final crucial thought. Confidence isn't some personality trait you're just born with. It's not a mood that comes and goes. And it's definitely not something you can just declare that you have. Real confidence is an outcome. It's the end result of deliberate, disciplined work across every single part of your life. It is constructed.